Welcome to my cosmic healing sanctuary. My name is Vanessa, and I am here to help you to create a healthy relationship with your body, to fall deeply into self love with your body, to create a healthy relationship with your mind and your soul. Therefore, I love to use the power of numerology as one tool. And this video specifically will be about the frequencies of the number 129. So I'm going to explain each number, characteristics, keywords of these numbers, challenges of the numbers, light sides and shadow sides. Therefore, you will find down in the description box a timeline, and you can click to the number you are the most curious to learn about. For example, I am a life path 34/7, and I would watch now the video of the 3, 4 and 7, knowing that the 7 is the task and challenge my soul chose to master here on earth in this lifetime, and knowing that the 3 and the 4 are my strategies, how I can successfully master my number 7 energy. But anyways, all the numbers will be very interesting, so you can watch them all to just create more awareness about the numbers, how numbers can support you in your daily life in creating healthy relationships with yourself and with others. So it's going to be an incredibly joyful and exciting video. Before I dive into the numbers, I want to mention once I created a free numerology guide for you where you can read all the facts about the numbers and frequencies 1 to 9, and you find there as well your personal life cycles. I explain how you can calculate your life path number. I as well go into the monthly energies of each and every month in the year. So there are a lot of beautiful, powerful insights you can download for free. The link is in the description box below. Now I'm going to start with the frequency of the number 1. The number 1 is an instinctive explorer for me. The number 1 is a number who represents for me spiritual mastery, leadership. It is a very powerful, charismatic number. Keywords I associate with the number 1 are independence, self-motivation, power, strength and clarity. It is a very powerful number to have, to be connected with the number 1. It has deep insights, highly connected to their intuition. It is a more masculine number, so the number 1 truly holds a certain amount of power, a certain amount of moving forward, taking action and really taking that exploration. The biggest fear of the number 1 is the loss of love or not feeling love. So this is why the number 1 needs to check in deeply with themselves when they start doubting themselves, when they lose self-confidence. And the number 1 is here to learn how to express their unique gifts in their own way, not in a way how society tells us we should express ourselves, finding a free way to express your gifts. This is a challenge, and really trusting in your gifts and your abilities, trusting in your intuition and following these gifts, allowing yourself to do it in a different way. What are the light sides of the frequency of the number 1? The number 1 is by nature very self-confident. The number 1 has a strong presence, radiant, charismatic, has really brilliant instincts, can be psychic. Even so, if you are master number 11, I know here a lot of 11s on my channel, you have the number 1 energy double in your chart, so it is even doubled all these light sides, but as well the shadows are of course occurring double. So It is a beautiful number. I highly recommend you to watch the video about the life path 11. I will link that here. Another light side of the number 1 is self-motivation, is a high sense of responsibility. The number 1 carries as well a highly creative number, so a high sense of creativity within themselves. What are now the shadow sides? I always love to look at the shadow sides and the light side, knowing that none of these sides defines us, but it's very powerful to bring both sides together, not longer rejecting the shadows, integrating them into our life and incorporating them makes us even more authentic and true with ourselves, more free in our self-expression. So knowing that the shadow side of the number 1 can be a strong ego, a fixed mindset. The number 1 can get angry very fast, can be dominant, can have an attitude of know-it-all, as well self-pity, victim attitude, victim mentality is a topic of the number 1. The number 1 can have as well feelings of inferiority. So this is a little insight into the energy of the number 1. And if you have a life path 10, 11, let me know in the comments down below. I read the life path not as a 1, I read it as a 10. I'm going to make a specific video about the life path 10 to get a better understanding about that life path. So let me know if you're here or if you're deeply resonating just with the 1 energy. And yes, let's dive deeper into the energy of the number 2. What is the frequency of the number 2 about? The frequency of the number 2 is all about collaboration, co-creation and duality. A very beautiful number. It is the contrast to the number 1, kind of. It is more a feminine number. The number 2 is here to find balance between receiving and giving. As the number 2 is such a motherly, nurturing, feminine energy, the number 2 energy sometimes struggles with receiving help from others, receiving gifts from others. And this is a good challenge to learn for the number 2 and not fall into always making it right for others, always taking care of the needs of others and forgetting your own needs about it. You are here to learn to express your needs in a calm way, without prejudice, without making other people feel guilty or bad about themselves that they couldn't see your needs. It is just about here for you to learn that you express your needs, and you will see the magic unfold, how people will respond to it if you do it in a non-violent way, if in a way where you are not even passive aggressive about expressing your needs. Keywords for the number 2 are sensitivity, intuition, relationships, femininity, unity, support. If you have a 2 somehow in your numerology chart, I would highly recommend you to dive deeper into these keywords I just pronounced, to see what is femininity for you, what is unity for you, what does support means for you, how are you connected with your intuition, do you feel in tune with yourself, what does sensitivity means for you. So the 2 is all about bringing people together. It is all about community. It is all about love, bringing people together in a beautiful way. Yes. Therefore, the primal fear of the number 2 is a fear of not receiving love back, not being loved, and this is as well why the number 2 can tend to people please and can tend to make it right, because they are craving love, they're craving this deep connection. Coming now to the light side of the number 2. The number 2 is highly imaginative, inventive, full of ideas. The number 2 are visionary thinkers, great compassion, empathetic, good listeners, determined, and they have a really good management when it comes to money. On the other side, what are the shadow sides of the number 2? The number 2 can fall easily into illusions. So they can be like having the love glasses on. They want to see the good in others. They want to see the good in the world. They are sometimes in their own love bubble. So they fall easily into illusions because they want to see the good, and then they lose the sense of their intuition, and they don't listen to their intuition, which is strongly there. They can have a lack of assertiveness, avoiding conflicts, self-doubts, lack of self-confidence, and possessive love, because they want the union so much. They can get possessive about their lover or their loved ones. Coming now to before I come to the number 3, let me know if your life path 2, if you have a 2 in your numerology, in the comments down below. Now I'm diving into the number 3, which is the inner child energy, which stands for creativity and communication. And the number 3 is here to master self-expression and to master their emotional world. Keywords of the number 3 are idealism, curiosity, creativity, art. For me, the number 3 energy represents as well a free spirit energy. It represents the inner child and the free spirit, and kind of the inner child is a free spirit because the inner child is here to play, to have fun, not taking life so serious, to explore. And a free spirit as well goes for me just the direction of being free, internally free to express themselves in a unique way. So the number 3 in general is a very flexible number. They love the adventure, they love the exploration, and as well they are very witty problem solvers. So they can find solutions in a creative way. They can create something out of nothing, which is very impressive and a beautiful gift of the number 3 energy. The biggest and primal fear of the number 3 is the fear of being criticized and exposed by others. And that can get very deep. So this is as well why it's a challenge for the number 3 to find their own sense of self-expression and their way to stand up for themselves, because they carry that fear within them, which can hold the number 3 back to really live their creative side, to really live that creative inner child energy to the fullest. And the number 3, please be careful not to fall into your own dramas. The number 3 has a tendency to get trapped into their own dramas, and it is very important to check in with your emotional world, take responsibility for what is going on in your own world when that is going to happen, because that can be a way how you sabotage your intimate relationships as a number 3, how you're not able to create intimate relationship because you sabotage it with creating a drama out of nothing, and which can push people away and push people into a different direction. What are the light sides of the frequency of the number 3? It has optimism, very optimistic and positive energy. It's movement, expansion, flexibility, active, team-oriented, mindful, presence, and has highly advanced communication skills. What are the shadow sides of the number 3? The number 3 can get fanatic, manipulative, avoids responsibility, tends to create diseases of the soul and the body, for example like depression or physical diseases like being sick very often. These are indicators that you need to align your energy. Another shadow side of the number 3 is unpredictability, recklessness, and absent mindfulness. Let me know in the comments down below if you're influenced by a number 3 energy in your chart, if you're life path 3, or if you're master number 33-6. I'm curious to read from you. Moving on to the frequency of the number 4, which is the energy of the builder and nurturers. The number 4 is here to create and develop emotional stability in public life versus private life. Keywords of the number 4 are originality, emotional balance, inner security, stability, frameworks, and consistency. The number 4 stands for building step by step on a plan, on a framework, on a strategy. So the number 4 is a strategist who can make a plan and really working step by step on it. And this is as well the secret of the number 4 to success, to work step by step on their plan. Therefore, it is very important for the number 4 to stay open to their own intuition, to not neglect their intuitive insights which can come in, and to get too rigid in their step-by-step plan and being blindsided when it's time to shift maybe the plan, and they could miss the point of going into a different direction because they already planned it that way. Staying open for change, staying open for flexible decisions, it's a very powerful thing to be in your highest potential as the number 4. The number 4 loves tradition, and they generally don't love so much to explore new paths. But it is very important to remain open, to explore, and to not be so deeply caught up into traditions. It is very important to stay stay now I'm missing the word, to reflect on these traditions. Are they really beneficial for you, or are they serving you? Are they here for you to support you on your journey, or are you just following the tradition because you follow the tradition? The primal fear of the number 4 is a fear of not being needed and falling out of the ordinary. This is why they sometimes tend to stay in their tradition rather than really going for what is really good for the number 4. The light side of the number 4 is emotional stability, nurturing, committed, strong-willed, tolerant, a high sense of justice, go-getters, patient, efficient workers, determined and reliable. The shadow sides of the number 4 are stubbornness and personal habits, inflexible, strict, living in illusions and dreams, depressive tendencies, self-harm, fixation, distancing, insecurity, and intolerance. The 4 can as well be needy as a shadow side. Let me know in the comments down below if you are life path 4, if you have a 4 in your numerology chart, or if you just resonate with the number 4. I'm curious to read from you. Moving on to the number 5 energy, which is the energy of the fearless change makers. It is a rebellious energy, it's a beautiful adventurous energy as well. And the 5 is here to master inner freedom with discipline. Keywords for the number 5 are innovation, thirst for adventure, concentration, and grandiose ideas, radiance. So the number 5 loves the adrenaline rush. They love to play and they can get rebellious about common structures, about yeah, predefined things in any way. Rules don't apply to them. They really don't like rules. They do it a different way. So sometimes it's good to check in for the number 5. Does it maybe make sense to follow a certain rule, to follow a certain path, or am I just not doing it just because I don't want to follow that common path? And as well, it's really important to create some routines and frameworks in your life which bring you way more stability, groundedness, and into your life, so you basically have more inner freedom. It is a misconception that you are internally free with no structure, with no routines, with no rituals at all. The 5 is a very intense energy, so it's like as well an all or nothing energy. So it's a number 5 that can show, for example, they are working out or they're not working out at all, and when they work out for hours in the gym, or they are caught up in a party lifestyle and then they party every day, or they're not partying at all and you can't see them anywhere. For the number 5, it's a very sensitive number. It's very important as well to work on opening up, showing your emotional sides. The 5 often don't seem very emotional or very sensitive, but it is a highly sensitive number. That's important for me to mention here. Even they seem very bold, they know what they want, but it's a very sensitive number. The number 5 needs as well to watch themselves, not to fall into addictions. It's very easy to do so, as I was mentioning, the all or nothing mentality. This can happen very easily for them with drugs or other stimulations. The primal fear of the number 5 is being afraid of the mundane. And coming now to the light sides of the number 5: highly charismatic, polite, highly sensitive, about average intelligence, very smart people, risky, dynamic adventurers, willingness to experiment, self-expression. They love truth and they are highly aware of their values. Shadow sides of the number 5 are panic attacks, overly critical, cannot tolerate criticism, difficulty listening to their inner voice, dependency, lack of discipline, prideful, and inaction. Let me know in the comments down below if you are life path 5 or if you are influenced by the number 5 energy. The number 6 is the frequency of the selfless lovers. It is the number of unconditional love. It's all about love, bringing people together, community, sharing, and just supporting others with no expectations. The number 6 thrives in serving others, being there for others, and family, community has a high value for the number 6. The number 6 as well have a high sense for beauty, purity, and they have high ideas. The number 6 loves to make decisions from their heart. The number 6 is here to master in this lifetime the service in the vibration of love, which is a beautiful gift, and to bring it as well through embodying the service of love, bringing that into the life of other people, so that you are living example of living in love, bringing people together, serving others with no expectation. Embodying that for others can help to bring that into their life, and they see what is possible through your actions, through how you embody that frequency of love, and inspire them to tap more into love and serving others as well. Keywords for the number 6 are emotional, harmony, unconditional love, family, detail oriented. The primal fear of the number 6 is fear of not doing enough, fear of failure or the fear of losing physical control. Light sides of the number 6 are very abundant givers. They are reserved. They admit their failures. They are diligent workers. They are reliable, kind, pragmatic, loving, compassionate, and very desiring harmony. Shadow sides of the number 6 are they can get very jealous, bitter, moody, feel deeply insecure, the impatient, excessive demands, perfectionism, prudent, controlling, disruptive attitude. These are the shadow sides of the number 6. One big point for the number 6 I want to mention is really perfectionism. They need to work through that topic a lot because they love to do things right. They do love to do things in a beautiful way. So the topic of perfectionism will probably show up in your life very frequently if you are in any way influenced by the number 6 energy. So let me know in the comments down below if you're influenced by the number 6 energy in your chart or if you are life path 6. Number 7 is a number of a spiritual teacher, a very highly spiritual person who is here to bring the knowledge they gain, they research, to bring it down to earth and teach it to others. They have to learn to trust the balance of spirituality and the mundane. So to trust themselves is a big topic, to trust the universe, to trust other people. So the 7 can get confronted during their lifetime with events where they lose trust in themselves, where they lose trust in other people. So this is a challenge for the 7 to gain back that trust and to expand that trust in themselves so that they are so deeply anchored in trusting themselves, trusting their gifts, trusting their intuitive insights, trusting their spirituality, that no one can break that anymore. And keywords for the number 6 for the number 7 is speaker of the unknown, spiritual healers, wisdom and justice. The number 7 loves justice and equal conditions for everyone. They don't like injustice at all, and they try the best to make it even for everyone, which is a beautiful quality. The 7 can be really drawn to the mystics, to everything what is a little bit. They are sometimes drawn to the darkness, to explore new modalities, new frameworks, which are not really common in our normal society. They love to dive deep into these, to study these, but they need to watch themselves because they tend to attract certain negative energies with it as well sometimes, to really learn and distinguish which energies are here for me to serve me and which energies are not good for me. Where do I need to set a boundary? The 7 has the power of setting boundaries, but sometimes they're so curious about exploring something deeper, so they don't set that boundary. They run into that to learn it. The biggest fear of the number 7 is the fear of discord. And the number 7, one thing I want to mention as well, they're very good in reading between the lines. They're researchers. They research often through traveling different countries. I am a life path 34/7 and I travel a lot, and I learn here from different cultures. I learn from different people I meet. I meet different people from different cultures, and these are my studies I do here on earth, and then I pass it on here through my YouTube channel, through my readings, through my coachings, and bring it down to earth through my yoga teachings, through everything. I bring it in and bring that knowledge on a greater scale out into the world. What are the light sides of the number 7? They're very harmonious, balanced, intuitive, clairvoyance, spiritual oriented, brilliant ideas, independent, generous, goal oriented, and economic competence. What are the shadow sides of the number 7? Shadows of the number 7 can be codependency, falling into illusions or delusions, subject of superficiality, impulsiveness, gossip friendly, petty, resentment, and they are clever manipulators, distrust. Let me know in the comments down below if you are influenced by a number 7 in your numerology chart, or if you are a number 7 life path as me. And moving on now to the number 8, which is representing the energy of power players. The number 8 is all about powerfulness and powerlessness. The number 8 is a power player, as I said already, and a lot on their path is confronting them with the topic of power. Am I in my power, or am I not living in my power at all? It's a lot about as well control. It's a very number which is the 8 seeks power, money, authority, and recognition, or the number 8 avoids these goals at all. There you can see where you are at if you're living in balance. The 8 is as well the symbol of infinity, and represents for me the two sides of powerlessness, powerfulness, and the both is not good. Too much power, having being overly powerful, trying to control others is not healthy, and it's not healthy to be powerless. So always coming back to the sweet spot in the middle, where you find a beautiful balance of powerfulness and powerlessness. The number 8 is a very ambitious number, self-discipline. Their superpowers, their high focus, and the number 8 represents new beginnings. It's a number of infinite power. Keywords for the number 8 are transformation, deep focus, shared resources, and power. They are here to transmute darkness into light. So the 8 loves to dive deep. They love to dive deep in their inner world. The number 8 are for me as well lovers of shadow work. They love to dive deep into their shadows, and sometimes they dive so deep that it's hard for them to explain that deepness and this darkness to others. But it is on you, number 8s, to find a way to communicate that deepness and darkness to others, to help them to move through their darkness as well, and to bring light into their shadows as well, and to be courageous to face their shadows, because I know your 8s, you are courageous. You are facing your shadows like no other. You love to do that, and you are here as well to take the fear of others to face their shadows. The primal fear of the number 8 is the fear of losing control. Light sides of the number 7 are they are dedicated, patient, persistent, good teachers, management expert. They can manage other people very well, knowledgeable because they love to study, research, dive deep into whatever they put their focus on, natural authority, organized, lust for life, sensual, self-respect. What are the shadow sides of the number 8? They are angry, merciless, enemies, greedy, authoritarians, so very abusing their authority, hunger for power, abuse of power, materialism, and emotional blockages. Let me know in the comments down below if you are life path 8 or if you are having any 8 in your numerology chart. Moving on to the last number, to the number 9, which represents the frequency of the altruistic believer. The number 9 is here to master alignment with higher principles. Keywords for the number 9 are integrity, wisdom, development, achievement, expansion. The number 9 doesn't like limits at all, so it's all about expansion, going bigger, expanding their mind. And the number 9 is a number which is very altruistic, so they go for higher goals, for something what is not about them, which is about a collective, a group of people, which is good for the world. They love charities and doing good for others. The number 9 can be very restless in their body and in their mind. It's a very flexible number. You need to imagine they have 3 times the number 3 within the number 9 from a mathematics standpoint. So it is a very impulsive number and very flexible and moving number. So the mind is moving a lot. So the number 9 needs to learn how to balance their emotion, how to balance as well their physical body through movement. Ideally, movement is highly important for the number 9, physical exercise. Through painful experiences, often the number 9 transform into wise people, so they use their painful experiences to create inner wisdom. They're highly optimistic. That's a superpower of the number 9. They have strong beliefs, and they have high values. The primal fear of the number 9 is a fear of limitation. What are the light sides of the number 9? They're spontaneous, they are serene, humorous, honest, generous, selfless, charity, wise judgment, truthfulness, and integrity. What are the shadow sides? They are quick-tempered, aggressive, critical, impatient, disrespectful, vanity, aloof, and they can have arrogant tendencies. They are reckless and have extreme behaviors, maybe bitterness. Let me know in the comments down below if you are a life path 9 or if you have a 9 in your numerology chart. Don't forget to download your numerology guide. You'll find the link in the description box below, or as well knowing that you can book a numerology reading with me all the time. The link to my calendar is as well in the description box below, where you can receive a personal reading with me, where I will show you your numerology chart. We will go and deep in one specific situation of yours you want to work on, which is important. It can be a shadow, can be a situation with another person, it can be everything you truly want to work on right now and you feel called on. And it is very powerful to have an outside perspective, another person, to discover blind spot and just to share with another person who's not in your direct circle around you. So a different point of view, a different angle can be very beneficial to grow and expand and come into more ease within yourself, and to create that healthy relationship with your body, mind, and soul. So I'm thanking you for being here. Thank you for listening. I wish you a brilliant day. I'm sending you the highest blessings on your journey. Namaste.